Girls like you, girls like you, la 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 la. That's my Maroon 5 cover of what's it called? Girls Like You, obviously. Welcome to the poetrybores podcast with what's my name again? The Tola, Tola, Maconjola. Everybody scream! Boo. Um, hope you're well. Hope you're having a good weekend. It's been a good weekend. It's been quiet, productive, and I read the Bible. I don't know why that's funny, but it's actually here's the thing. Here's the thing about reading the Bible. If you're an idiot, then you would then the wisdom will fall through the cracks, and you'll miss the point. So I would say this: if you read the Bible, read it with humility, and maybe you'll glean something of value from it. I read the Bible. It was. I remember I was reading the book of Acts. I read the last chapter of Acts. 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 I feel like I need to spell my words because my pronunciations are terrible. My there's a word for it. Is it my diction? Is it my cadence? It's not cadence. I would say let's call it diction for lack of a more appropriate word. I feel like I don't speak clearly enough, so I'm trying to improve on that flaw. Anyway, I read the book of Acts. I read the last chapter, and this was sorry, and this was when Paul arrived in Rome, I believe. Oh, like me. And he was there for a few years. I think he was there for 2 years. I think that's how the book ended. Like he was there for 2 years, and he worked and he welcomed anyone to his house who wanted to visit, and he kind of preached the gospel. He did that for 2 years, I think, in Rome. Maybe I should do that. Why not? It'll be a valuable use of my time. Like, hey, you heard of the Lord? You heard? You heard by him? Now you have. And while I was reading that, I kind of concluded that passage, and then I switched over to. I was like, I want to hear what Jesus Christ had to say. I feel like I hadn't read the Gospels in a while. For the uninitiated, the atheists, looking at you kids, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John are the Gospels. Those are called the books of the Gospel books. Are they called the Gospel books? They're called the Gospels. For the four Gospels. And they basically narrate the story of Christ's life up to his death, from his birth through to his teachings, his death, and his resurrection and ascendance into heaven. So I wanted to kind of hear what he had to say. I wanted to kind of actually. The wonderful thing about the Gospels is that if you believe, I'm not preaching or anything, but if you do believe, then those were the words that Christ actually spoke. And if you don't, that's another. We can have that conversation on the side. Send me an email. Anyway, I wanted to kind of hear the words that actually came out of Christ's mouth. And it was nice. It was kind of nice to hear, and verily I say unto thee, if you do this, you do that. If you do this, you do that. Then you're this, you're that. I can't quite remember what I read which says a lot about me. But, let me see if I can remember. That's good. It's a good question. I remember I read John. It was the book of John. I remember it was something along the lines of Christ saying to the people he was preaching to that you've got to do something or another. And if you don't, then you're not a child of God. Something vague like that. Well, my explanation is vague, but it wasn't a vague passage. And it ended with the deliberations of those who were listening. It kind of went, oh, some people, like the Pharisees, felt that he was demon possessed, and others said, how can a demon say the things that he's saying? So those a button of heads, so to speak, and I thought it was fascinating. The idea that even the most perfect being that ever lived divided the world. It's fascinating to me that. So I mean that gives me relief because I'm far from perfect, and when people, I remember, I made a video about mental health. It was like a jokey, it's humor. I'll call it humor based, and it was called something like when you realize you can use mental health as an excuse to get away from anything, something like that. It was like a minute long, just a bit of fun. And in the comments, some lady went, "You're the reason why people don't take mental health seriously. Shame on you." and the reason why I can laugh at that is because, like I said, Christ was perfect, right? And people hated him. I mean, they killed him, essentially. I'm not Christ. Obviously, I'm not. I do like saving people. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, it gave me kind of. I paused to kind of reflect on that a little bit and that's interesting. The idea that the most perfect being is also the most divisive being. Literally, like you ask 10 people, you ask 2 people about Christ, you probably get 2 different responses, right? That's the nature of it. It's like we hate him, we love him. I mean, we're talking about spiritual stuff here, right? Anyway, I was listening. I was doing something yesterday. Maybe I was doing some somersaults, some cartwheels in the living room, just trying to while away time. Doing backflips because I'm a gymnast. Yeah. Anyway, and this song came into my mind. It's called "I Swear." Now, I don't usually give advice. I don't usually give advice because that's not my disposition. I don't think it's useful to give advice. I think it's useful to talk about your experiences and let people learn from it. And also because I'm still learning myself, so I don't have a lot of advice to give. However, I am going to give advice to the women who listen to my podcast and to all the women of the world who want to hear this advice. So the song is called "I Swear," right? Here are the lyrics. I'm gonna sing it as well. I swear by the moon and the stars in the sky, I'll be there. And I swear, like the shadow that's by your side, I'll be there. Thank you. I can hear the applause ringing from afar as you listen to this. Thank you, I appreciate it. Ladies, women of the world, if a man ever says these words to you, run. And I'm not kidding. if a man ever says these words to you, let alone singing it. I mean, come on. If he says, "I swear by the moon and the stars in the sky, I'll be there," I swear. First of all, anyone who says "I swear" is lying automatically. I've always had that inclination or that intuition. Yeah, it's like you're lying. You don't need to swear. You go, "I swear." Oh no, 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 no. Then you're definitely lying. So I don't know. I mean, I'll be curious to know what people think. I think when you're honest, like, look, I'm doing my best. I'm not. I'm not Superman. I'm not always gonna be in a good mood. But I love you. Yeah, whatever that means. I'll do the dishes, take out the trash. We'll argue once in a while. Maybe take you out for a meal. That's it's like, yeah, all right. That sounds normal. If you go by the moon and the stars, like, dude, don't project your insecurities and your shortcomings on celestial forces. Just say, look, I'm gonna be a piece of shit. I'm gonna lie. I'm gonna do all sorts. And I'm trying to make up for it by saying a lot of things that I don't really mean. I mean, the word goes, the lyrics go, "I'll be there." He's gonna be anywhere but there. He's gonna be anywhere but there. Guaranteed. It's gonna be somewhere else. It's gonna be somewhere else. That's my 2 cents on "I Swear." It's a nice melody though. I swear. But I've never, even as a kid, I was always suspicious of it. It seemed too polished and it seemed too good to be true. Even though I was like, dude. I mean, I didn't have the worth of experience that I do now, or the ability to articulate those complex feelings I felt when I heard the lyrics of the song. I knew it was a sweet melody, but I couldn't place my finger on what was wrong with it. It's the benefit of age and experience. I'm gonna drink some water, so you're gonna hear a gulp. So that's that. That's my bit of advice. You'd have to take it. Most people don't. Then they come back and they say, "Yeah, Tola, you were right about that thing." It's like, yes, of course I was. Don't be stupid. Of course I'm right. When people say, I was thinking about this maybe yesterday. Again, I was doing front flips. While I was doing back flips, I thought of "I swear." When I was doing front flips, I was thinking of the word "journey." You go on YouTube, you go on Instagram, TikTok, all these really shitty platforms. I like YouTube, by the way. Well, the social media platforms, and you hear people say stuff like, well, maybe celebrities. I don't want to show celebrities, but you have a celebrity being interviewed, and she goes, "Oh, I want people to come with me on this journey." Oh my God, don't. I have my own journey. I have my own trip I'm trying to take. Why am I on your journey? Why do I need to defer my destination for your frivolous journey? And it's not, and I'm kidding, obviously, but I'm also not. The word "journey" has been bastardized. When people say, "Oh, I want people to understand my journey, to come with me on this journey. I'm on my journey." It's like, okay, then journey on. Don't tell me. Just keep it moving. There's a very profound idea that I kind of resonate with, right? That it goes something like this. It's terribly paraphrased, but if, especially in business, it applies as a business concept. that if you have an idea or an intuition or proclivity to do something, you should don't talk about it. Just do it. Just go ahead and do it. Don't tell anyone. Don't preach about it. Don't make it a thing. We like to make things a thing. We like to make things a thing. That's gonna be the title of this podcast. It was actually a toss up between Girl Like You, I Swear, and we like to make, what's it? We like to make things a thing. I like that. It's very deep. Deep. So yeah, I don't like the word journey. Oh, let me pause this 1 second. Hey, I'm back. I was just saying out of fidelity to my wife, my lovely wife. She's back from, I think she was shopping, I think, yeah. Anyway, she's back, so I just want to say hi. Anyway, back to the podcast. Yeah, I don't want to hear about your journey. I mean, just get on with it. Journey on, and I wish you all the best on it. You know, achieve great things. That'd be nice. Or don't. It's okay. You have options. Just don't use the word journey. Don't. I think it's been bastardized. It's terrible. And like I said, it's because we rather talk about things rather than act on things. As the old cliche goes, action speaks louder than words. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, when I think about music, I think about contemporary music. Not just contemporary, I think about movies, I think about the world holistically. I think I was old by the time I was 25. I don't think a 25-year-old should be saying stuff like, I need to go back to the way, I need to listen to music that I listened to when I was growing up. It's like you're 25, you shouldn't be saying that. I shouldn't be saying stuff like, things used to be better back then. It's shocking. And I remember we used to say that from the age of 25 because things became so distorted in the world. It was like things happened really fast and we had to grow up. Well, we didn't have to. It was almost like we had no other choice. Things were so different. So socially, culturally, morally, creatively, just I couldn't the world is unrecognizable from the world I grew up in, and I feel very old saying that when I'm not, and I don't know what to make of that, except for the fact that things are, I wonder what the next generation would perceive the world to be. I don't know how the next generation perceives the world, and I also wonder how they will perceive the upcoming generation. What's the upcoming one? This millennial, this Gen Z. I'm not precisely sure how we're going to start from A. Just go around in circles on the, just start again. Gen A or Gen Alpha. I think it's Gen Alpha, isn't it? I don't know. It would make sense to kind of just, all right. Because by the time Gen Z comes along for the second time, well, it would be like, what, 20-something generations later. It wouldn't matter. It's like we didn't exist. So yeah, that's it. That's it for today. I'm gonna keep it nice and short. That's been my point. I hope you've heard me. The advice is simple. Don't give advice. And if you give advice, it's got to be really practical, like almost like you're trying to save someone's life. You know, I swear. Catch you next time.